Hey guys, hope you're well and keeping safe and yourself isolating, eating healthy, taking care of your immunity, trying to bond with your family at home like I've been trying. The kids are driving me crazy. I can't wait for school to open. But like I always say, this too shall pass. Thank you so much for the feedback on the content that I've been releasing. People are watching the videos, liking, commenting, also sharing what you'd like to see. So I'm very grateful. We are 25,000 as of this morning. I can't wait for 50K. Like I always say, there'll be a big giveaway when this thing is done. But for now, kindly guys, I've noticed that people are watching the videos but they're not subscribing, so please subscribe. It's not a long process and I would really appreciate it. So in today's video, I'm going to talk about scaling down in these hard economic times. We all know that the economy is slowing down, people are at home, businesses are closing, guys are having to take pay cuts. People are taking 50% pay cuts. Actually, so guys who work in the hotel industry are going home without pay. People who are working in airlines are going home without pay until they are recalled back. Obviously, it's affecting all of us, and all of us have to scale down. All of us have to be realistic and live within our means. And this is the time to be smart and think of ways that you can save the little you have and use it wisely. So I'm just going to be talking a few tips that I'm also practicing at home and with my family, because let's be honest guys, it's difficult for all of us. So I'll go straight to the point. The one thing that I did, the first thing for me was we sat down the kids, me and Mike, we sat down the kids, the older kids definitely, minus Sean. So we sat down all the 5 young adults who are all above 18. I think Anuti is 17. So sat all of them down and we were very realistic and we're like, things are tough, times are tough. Already the economy is not doing so well, and here we are, we have to think about how you're spending money. So having that talk with them was very important, because so the children understand where you're coming from. So that also, as they are thinking about asking for money for hair, money for nails, meeting my friends and stuff like that, when you tell them that no, they have to scale down, they understand and they don't get annoyed. Because the thing also, as parents, sometimes we don't involve the children and we tend to make these decisions on our own without involving them in a decision making. So we sat down the kids, told them the reality, told them where we can scale down, mention in the house to avoid wastage, switching off the lights. If it's the shower in the morning, you don't need to use the bathtub. Use the shower and don't take too long. Let us all be fair to each other, ensure that we're not using too much power in the house. We don't need all the TVs on at the same time. No takeouts, we're going to be eating from home, which is also good in these times where, we are very concerned about the hygiene because of the coronavirus pandemic. Yeah, so we had a talk with them and you could see that they were very oblivious to what is happening, but then it was an eye-opening conversation and they understood where we're coming from. So in a context like maybe you have small kids, like now Sean, who was 7, we still had a talk with him and the dad, but we broke it down to what he can understand at his age. For example, you were like, no nutrition, you need to ensure that you're not eating 5 packets of crisps a day because we are trying to save, and also so that at least we can save something for your birthday, something special. Try to explain to him in his own, according to his level of understanding. So be careful, even as parents, as you explain to your children, ensure that you're doing it according to their level of understanding how the world works, because you also don't want to burden them. You don't want to go and I'm not going to tell Michelle and Sean the same way. Like I won't go and tell Sean, oh, so now we don't have rent. Oh, now we cannot afford this, because it's going to get stressed. What you do is you tell them according to their level. So for Sean, like I said, it was simple. We cut down on toys so that mommy and daddy can save some money. And then, once we save that money, we'll be able to buy you a toy during your birthday. Another thing was, we told Sean, we save money now so that when you open school, we can be able to buy you new school shoes, stuff like that, according to his level of understanding. And also showing Sean videos, like now when we went to Kayole to take food, when he sees us coming up with bags to give the less fortunate, to explain to him, you see, Papa, we're saving to help other people because there are people who are suffering. Then he understands. So make sure that as parents, you're talking to your kids according to their level, because you also don't want to burden them and stress them and create unnecessary anxiety. This is already a very anxious situation where no one knows when it's going to end. Kids have a lot of questions, so don't add the burden and make it a stressful time. But like I said, be honest, because we cannot live under the same roof and some of us have no idea what is happening. So try to explain to your children according to their level. So guys, now I'm going to break it down on how, after this talk, how now I implemented the cutting down at home. I'll go straight to the kitchen, guys, because for me, my biggest expenditure is groceries, it's vegetables, it's meat, it's those everyday things that we use. So for example, buying things in bulk. If you know a place where you can get things in wholesale, it's better. Carrefour usually have sales on some items. So the thing is, if I buy ketchup and when I go to Carrefour, I find that tomato sauce is on sale, I will forgo ketchup because it's one and the same thing. So it's just called smart shopping. So when you go to the supermarket, you look, if let's say I usually buy Velvex tissue paper and then I find they have a sale on tenner, I'm sorry, I'm going to buy tenner because it's the same thing. That's what I'm saying. When you shop, be smart. Don't necessarily stick to brands just because that's what you use, because you might find you save a lot, especially me who I shop in bulk. Like in a month you use 120 tissue papers. If you're saving 10 shillings per tissue paper, you're saving more than 1,200 bob. So shop smart, buy in bulk. Also, before you go to shop, look at your pantry and see, what have I not been using? Like for example, for me, I realized I have a lot of grains that I don't cook because we tend to overdo meat. So what did I do? I cut down on buying too much meat. So now we are making chickpeas, we are making dengu. And you know what I do? I add flavor to them. I'll put some coconut milk. I'll add some peanut sauce. So then the kids also will be like, oh wow, we don't necessarily need to eat meat all the time. So like right now at home, we are eating grains which we never used to eat. If it's meat, I go to the freezer before I go buy, because I buy my meat in bulk. Before I go to city market to buy my meat in bulk, or wherever you buy your meat, look at the fridge and see, hiya, I have chicken boneless that we've not been cooking, and I keep on topping up on other types of meat. So use what you have first before you go to shop. Shop only after you've checked what you do not have, because sometimes you tend to find, even us, we don't cook too much rice. So you're like, by there, we can change. So that's what I'm saying. These are times where we need to rethink how we are doing things. So for me, in terms of food, that's what I'm doing. I have a menu at home which we are following just to ensure that we are using everything in the pantry. Also in terms of snacks, in the beginning it was crazy where you find there was no timetable. So you find in a day someone has eaten, the kids have eaten 10 packets of crisps, 10 apples, 12 bananas. So a timetable helps where today's snack time, we're all going to have bananas. In the afternoon, we're all going to have apples. Tomorrow, I'll make a smoothie like that. It helps you to budget and people also become careful. So meal plans usually come in handy. For me, it is really coming in handy. Another thing which I've noticed is because I'm home, I'm more aware of wastage. I'm more aware of people serving food and serving extra and throwing it away. So nowadays, I'm watching the kids. I'm like, are you sure you're going to finish that? So you put little, then after you feel like you'll need more, you'll add. The food is going nowhere. Another thing also is I'm teaching the kids to think about on another. Let's say I'm cooking lunch and they serve. This is not even about a stage where they serve and they don't think about the other person. So this is what I did, guys. I came up with a paper where I wrote the names and you tick if you've eaten, so that the person who comes after knows that these other people have not eaten, because that's something I also noticed at home. Also, you can decide if you're making chapos, instead of making half a packet, make a full packet, so then tomorrow lunchtime you won't have to cook again. So you see there, you're saving on gas, you're saving on time. Most of the nannies don't have to stop and cook lunch afresh every day. Another thing, we're not doing takeouts. Even when the kids were like at home during summer or they're on holiday, they used to do a lot of takeout. Someone wakes up, I feel like having this from at cafe. So I remember the other day I was like, I'm going to treat you guys with an at cafe meal, and then they all picked whatever they picked, and then the bill came to 13K. I was like, hey, that is my supply of meat. Hell no. And you see, the thing is, the kids also realized, they're like, Mom, wow, it's 13,000. I was like, yeah. So involving them in those kind of decisions, even them, they start operating in a different way. So that is in terms of food, in terms of meals, in terms, like I said, of power. We are making sure that you switch off the lights you don't need. There's this habit when you wake up, you shower, leave the room, and the lights are on the whole day. At night, you're putting the light for your room on, the corridor, the bathroom. Just put the lights on where you are. And also don't sleep with the light on at night, because power bills are crazy. It's cold right now, so the solar system is not sufficient. We need to use power. So Another thing that they're watching is on power, but you have to keep reminding them also, Another third thing that we're trying to do to scale down is put any project that is not necessary on hold. If you wanted to do a house makeover, any refurbishment, buying new things that are not necessary, put it on hold, because right now it's not time to start using the money that you have saved on non-essentials, things that are not necessary. You're not going to die if you don't have a new seat. See, that seat was working anyway. Yeah, if you are supposed to reupholster the seat, you can reupholster another time. Put those projects that are necessary on hold. For the girls you're talking about, if you used to make your nails twice a month, now it's once a month. Make sure that you cut those nails, because if you put those long ones like this, after 2 weeks you're coming to me. I've said it is once, it is once. After that, know what you're going to do. Kama utakuleta makucha uzitoe, mistake kujua. So if it's your nails once, if it's pedicure once, hata unaweza sugua mguu. No, this was I remember when I was in campus, I didn't have money for pedicure. I used to wash my own feet, soak them in water, put my own polish. So it's time for us even guys to style up and start doing these things at home on our own. If it's facial, do it at home. Come, take my mask. Use the products I have enough anyway. We can do that at home. We don't need to go for a facial if it's not necessary. And your skin is not breaking out and there's no emergency. So there are things that we are cutting out. The boys are not expensive. Them shaving their hair, that's not expensive. Saving on fuel, because you're not moving from one place to another. Don't just leave the house if you don't have a plan. First of all, hata unazurura ukienda wapi. So saving on fuel, so that money you can use it on something else. If it's a gym, online, you're doing online, which is cheaper. Coaches are coming online. I have bought a few things for the gym. I even took a picture. I think when you check out my quarantine return video, you'll see I bought a few things. I bought balls, mats. We can use that and save that money used to pay gym membership. I have also requested the kid to suspend any unnecessary social activity, like hosting your friends, that you want 2-3 friends are coming, because what happens is I will have to entertain them. I will have to buy alcohol. I'll have to buy food. And that is not part of the budget. So it is not necessary, and also it is good for social distancing. I don't know where your friend has come from. I don't know where they have passed through. Those 3-5 people can come and can lead us in trouble, and also it's not good for our pockets right now. So no hosting. Another tip, guys, for people who go to car wash to wash their car, you're free at home. Wash that car, it's your car anyway. Save that money, use it on something else. Even you can request at askari, nyoshe gereta nikupatie so. Instead of going to a car wash and spending 500 or 1,000, that's how you save. Let me tell you guys, you count the pennies and the coins. That is how it works, because that 50 bob, that 100, that 300 is what will accumulate to thousands and thousands of shillings. So that's another thing you can do, wash your car at home. We have so many apps on our phones which we pay for subscription. Like, I'll give you an example. You have Netflix at home, you have DSTV, fitness apps, you have all these apps on your phone, deducting monthly subscription. If you're not necessary, remove them. You can decide to do a DSTV, to a Netflix, we choose one. And you can have this conversation with your kids. Like for me, as we have a DSTV account, then we share. We all have an account under mine. So if things are tight, remove the DSTV. Because you find you have 5-4 TVs in the house, you're paying 3 DSTV accounts, which is coming to 20K. That is money you can use for food, you can use for vegetables. So those are the areas you can cut down to be able to survive. It's not for forever, for now, because we all know that we are going through a hard economic time as a country. Next year we have elections. You know what is going to, not even elections, sorry, the year after the elections, but 2022, but you know what is going to happen. There's going to be a lot of politicking. So things are not going to get better anytime soon. So it is only smart to start being careful. Also, we can watch YouTube videos, you can talk to your financial advisor. What are the things you can do right now that can help you get ahead later? If you're into buying shares, you can buy shares. They're quite low right now. I don't know if the NSE is open now right now, but I know that 3-4 weeks ago I was checking and it's closed. But those are the things you can do. Nowadays, you don't lack information. Watch YouTube videos on what you can do during such economic times and try and learn 1 or 2 things. It is not wise to continue spending the same way we are spending. Only a fool would do that. Another tip which me and my girls are using, you can, like for me with my wigs, you can wash your hair at home, treat it at home, then kushuka line nika 200 or 300 bob. For people who can braid their hair, you can braid it at home. We buy all these products and we never use. These DIYs you see of avocado, henna, this is the time to do it. We have the time, we have all those products, let's do that right now. Because let me tell you guys, that treatment for 3K twice a month is 6K, 7K a month. That's a lot of money you can save. So there's small things that you can do. I would also like to know what you guys are doing at home. What are the things that you guys are doing right now that you're trying to stretch that that shilling, that coin, and trying to work smart and save. Something else, guys, you can do is track how you're spending. Like we said, the apps, you can use a plain paper and pen, track how you're spending your money Monday to Sunday, track it and then see where can you cut down. People are at home now, you're tending to buy a lot of alcohol, you're tending to buy a lot of beer. You're like, yeah, if I'm drinking a whole bottle a day, I need to tone it down. You know what? Instead of sitting there and drinking my whiskey and watching Netflix, which is not bad, which is helping during this time where you're anxious and you're relaxing, but I could tone it down to maybe 2 doubles a day, use it at a time maybe to walk, go for a run, organize your house. Because let me tell you guys, the more your body have nothing to do, is the more you will search to that drink. You'll be like, maybe I'm spending too much money on junk food. I'm spending too much money on... I'll tell you the truth. For me, it could be house things like flowers. I can tone down the flowers. Si lazima nikuwe na flowers kila siku. You know, so those are the things. Track how much you're spending. And then you'll be able to know how to cut it down. Because without tracking, you will never know. And also have, like I'll never get tired of saying this, guys, have a budget. If your monthly budget, this is an example. If your monthly budget was 50K, this is the time to turn it down to 30. You can, even if you can cut it 50%, why not? If you've lost your job, you've got a pay cut, you're going through a hard time, speak to your landlords, speak to your friends, whoever you owe money. If you don't speak out, no one will know. Right now, landlords are listening, are agreeing to get onto payment plans, are agreeing to cut something out of your monthly rent or whatever you pay, takataka or security. People are really being considerate. If it were me, I wouldn't say no, because at the end of the day, you're putting effort and you're trying, and we're all going through hard economic times. And if you used to be a loyal tenant and you used to pay your rent on time and everything, I can truly understand that you're going through hard times. But how will someone know if you don't speak out? Even your friends, don't run away. Kama chukua yo simu mwambie sina, I had promised to pay you, but I don't have for now. Because let me tell you guys, dying with your problem is what will add stress, it is what will add anxiety, it will add pressure, and it really affects your mental state right now. And all of us are very vulnerable right now. So please speak out, share, and trust me, people are out there and willing to help. Another idea that I thought about is, if you're single, you have your siblings or your friends who are also single and you're living in separate houses, you can come and stay together and save money on that, because right now it's a matter of being practical. And you can stay with your sister, your brother, a close friend. Just create the boundaries, talk about the rules and what is important to you in terms of your privacy and the rules in your house. Why not? Instead of suffering somewhere and rent arrears is piling up, why not just make that move? And it's temporary until things get better. That marks the end of my video, guys, and my tips. I would be willing to hear what ideas you have on how you can scale down during these hard economic times. But before I finish, I just wanted to remind you guys, as much as we are going through tough times, please, if you can share something, no matter how small, please do. Share, like with the less fortunate, their scaries, your employees, you know, those house girls. Be careful. I don't see why I should be telling my nanny that I'm going to cut 50% of your salary, and then she sees me or he sees me buying alcohol every day. You're not being considerate, you know, because for me, deducting that 50% from her pay really makes her a big difference in her life. So let's know what the priorities are. I'm saying this because I've seen it. People are like, oh, I'll cut you 50%, and you're not toning down your life. So guys, let's be considerate about each other. Share with the less fortunate. The little you have, it goes a long way. And let's try to keep sane, let's try to keep positive, and we pray that this too shall pass and our economy will pick up soon. Bye, guys.